yesterday. So looking to see if he can keep that momentum up for himself.
Yeah, VP at this point. I mean, both teams, frankly, going to be needing any help that they can get when trying to climb the club championship standings. So the further you can make it here, the more you can bank for the organization overall. Let's see how they are going to fare. Get loaded up and get ready to get into the action here, but this one, it's going to be tense. Both teams suffering those losses yesterday. Certainly a big kickback on the mental, needing to shrug off the failures of the past and just focus on the gameplay here in the present.
No doubt about it. As everybody gets situated, gets ready to go. And we'll get loaded into Ankara here very, very shortly. Map that NAVI barely fell versus Stallion, so maybe a few little tweaks here and there. Try to get things going. Give Wanwan a little bit of help. As they were saying, he was destroying with the snipers. Got some fearsome snipers across the stage in Virtus.pro too. So should be another good battle in that regard. Just gonna come down to some of that strategy, some of that execution, as it always does.
Should just be a few scant moments from getting into the action here, where we assume it's gonna kick off pretty damn quickly, but here we go. Map loaded up, the players ready. We jump into this one in car once again. Start things off and see who is going to be taking that first step, but a lot of differentiation in opinions when it comes down to the the analyst desk on where they think this one's going to lie, as well as just how many maps we're going to be able to see.
Right. I mean, I think Freeze the expected. There's the opener there. Akash leading the charge for NAVI. Clear out a player of Hotel. Give themselves that man advantage early. Put Virtus.pro in a tough spot where they have to split themselves 2-2 across the map. Gonna have to cede a little bit of that mid control potentially. You see Nevis reconsidering that part, sliding in towards their spawn. Both teams are, in fact, heading into their spawns, and it's just a bit of a pause.
And it's just Humio to try to really hold down this position for the moment. 3-player gamble stack over towards B. No rotations in sight. Peeking down the hall here, just trying to hold them back, but that smoke is going to dissipate here pretty quickly as the flash is now coming through, and yet they've already caught a glimpse of him. Didn't tuck behind that box nearly fast enough. JV able to go ahead and find that kill. DSC going to be taken down though. Doesn't manage to get this placed on this deep flank out over towards the opponent's spawn. Gives them maybe a slight little window back in. A lot of pressure now on these 3 remaining players here for the side of VP. Already, about a third of that C4 plant timer has disappeared. Push forward flash going through. Multiple players going to be blinded up. Tom able to find one, but ADRF able to come away with 2 quick kills there. Leaving just Nevis. He'll get cleaned up by Wanwan, and that is going to be the opening round going the way of NAVI.
Yeah, really clean stuff from them. Again, Akash being so impactful to find that first kill. Then making a change in direction to the other side of the map. VP left trying to gamble a little bit. Going for that full retake. Still a decent amount of util in both teams' hands. Some decent flashes landing for Virtus.pro on that retake attempt, but it's not really enough. Too many extra players there from NAVI flanked out for some of those angles. Big push up from JV. Trying to inch his way forward there. Gain a little bit of info in space, but again, NAVI really thinking about the A side.
Yeah, it's again just Yumio here to try to hold this line. Once again, another smoke going to be cycled in. Nevis this time quicker to try to flank over. Yumio already tagged up a little bit by a previous frag grenade up and over the top. Swing in. He's going to be good for the first kill. Headshot across. And the RF does get taken down. But another nade going to be lobbed in. This time they're able to go ahead and secure the elimination for themselves. Nevis there, backside immediately dealt with. GDSC straightforward, able to find one. LDX trying to scale up, but just going to get taken out here. Akash is able to find that kill. Just like that, NAVI maintaining the player advantage. Still have one on this flank, just watching for a lurk that's not going to come through. Tom and JRK both trying to play forward here from back sight, but I just don't see a way where they really get themselves into this one. Limited util, and now spam down through this smoke. More shots, Tom, going to be good for a kill here. It would be a monstrous clutch, the best of which we will have witnessed so far on this stream. If he could pull it off, he's going to be able to find some good early damage into a kill. The C4 timer is just getting away from him. Lob down onto the nade, avoided, gets the spray, the defuse, needing to be stuck. Does he have enough time, though, is going to be the question, but there's the swing, and Juan will be able to take him down to rescue the round. Solid efforts, but not quite enough.
Yeah, man, Tom showing some of that individual skill we were hinting at before the match got started. He almost gets the job done. NAVI, coach furrowed brow, I think a little bit. Not super pleased with that post-plant defense. Some deep smokes there over towards Hotel or the side of VP. Again, a lean towards A. Oh.
Now dead here in mid. Just trying to play forward, trying to play on an angle, but gets spotted out, spammed down. Kosh able to find that headshot. Once again, big advantage here for NAVI. So Virtus.pro likely already going to be considering an early timeout here. Let's see if they, yep, there it is. What can I say?
Coach
got the sight.
Yeah. The extra eye appearing in your forehead there.
Mama called it The Shining. Oh, as well. God. On one, maybe he has the Shining as well. Gets a quick little inkling that there might be an approach from this right-hand flank where NAVI is going to be able to hold things down. On one, continuing to swing out, but now pinched in from behind. And just like that, Virtus.pro are right back into this round. 2v3, NAVI low on HP. JV, C4 now in hand, is going to look to try to get into the fight, but Akash is fighting forward and getting onto this flank maybe a bit faster than they could have anticipated, and yes, finds a headshot, and that's going to be Tom taken down, leaving just LDX at full HP, and NAVI down low and now dead. As NAVI needs to try to clutch this one, but he just doesn't have the health to make it happen. It's a massive round from Akash.
Unbelievable. A little bit of a miscue in the timing on the trade against NAVI in the pipes. That looked like maybe it was going to be Virtus.pro getting on the board, but then Akash just swaps over to the pistol and puts it to damn good use. Hard to do it better than that. And that is a display being put on by him. Absolutely filthy stuff. So yeah, now you got a moment to talk this over. Kind of curious what Virtus.pro is really thinking. I mean, they've thrown quite a few different looks at NAVI, and even though the macro in this round good,
I felt like NAVI might have just, played them in for the round win, but then Akash just finds this timing. No one realizing just how close he could have been. He nails his shots. And that is a huge one to be found here to maintain that control. So a little bit left here in this tactical pause from Virtus.pro. Trying to get those final discussions in, trying to get some kind of game plan together here.
I mean, it really did feel like they were starting to get a decent read on the map, but again, getting outplayed in the individual sense there. Absolutely heartbreaking for Virtus.pro. So need to find a way to rally the troops. Maybe it's a mental thing. But the sneaky angle there taken by Akash. Heartbreaker for sure. NAVI just looking to keep in cruise control here. Coming out swinging early. See if they can maintain that form. Some of these teams sometimes just look good to start and then crumble as maps go on. I want to see that happen here to NAVI. Just a pause. Always curious about if the GR side is going to let loose with a grenade barrage around that corner.
Let's see if NAVI get a sense of this. And once again, leaning in towards this A side of the map. But this time, VP, maybe the call just, hey, we got to reinforce this. Not going to be good enough to just leave Humio and NAVI there. LDX is joining in the smoke for now, just holding up that main choke.
Being very cautious. Worried about some kind of pressure as usual, and you just never know sometimes in CROSSFIRE. The team just goes for a full send on the GR side. But getting some decent info here. ADRF doesn't see anybody in mid. Looks like they're starting to feel like, okay, we've been putting a lot of attention towards A initially. Let's try something a little different. Maybe we can be the ones to push up in towards their spawn, or try to just set up this pincered attack towards B and be the right read on the map.
Look at the control, though, all over mid that they have. VP starting to give a little bit of attention to this as you see LDX re-swinging back through, Nevis joining in. A minute remaining, and they're just getting the right read here, abandoning that A site completely, joining in. The first shot going to be ringing out, but not finding the connection. Tom looking quickly to try to reposition here around the back of JRK, trying to get a quick strike. Swings forward. DRF going to be taking down JV, dead as well. As overall, looking very good here, the adjustments from the side of VP, as well as just getting a very solid read on the movements from NAVI. Still need to close out the round to get themselves on the board, but they are well poised to do it in a 2v4.
That C4 down on the site, so 30 seconds to try to fight your way back in. 1-1, can you work some more miracles? Looking for that flick shot, but couldn't get it to go.
Recover the C4 from here.
What?
1-1, what? Okay. Maybe it's shots like that that get you back into it, but a quick peek from Humio, able to find one. C4 kind of opened up in prime for the taking here for now, but DSC still in a bad spot, and with a double face forward, they will be able to close them out, and that is going to be Virtus.pro getting themselves on the board at long last.
This just came down to a timing. It just took too long for this hit to materialize for NAVI. They had a good read, they just couldn't pull the trigger, and that allowed these extra players to start sliding into place for Virtus.pro. So good late round read for them. Let's see what NAVI wants to do here.
Similar setup. Tom just fishing for that pre-fire through the smoke. No catch to be found. Rotates over here towards the vent angle. C4 is being brought to bear. ADRF looks like he's going to slow up this approach, though. He peeks it now. He might actually be able to find a timing to get himself slotted in. Yeah, angle has been fully abandoned here for the moment, but that frag grenade bounding forward. DSC taking down a 64. It's some good early util damage being found.
He let out a sigh of a little bit of frustration there, but being patient, our NAVI. Not much info to go on here, though. Not much map control. Just trying to outguess Virtus.pro right now. Still plenty of time, though. I've seen that NAVI very patient. Willing to just wait the clock down and then make their move towards the end. But that wasn't really what was working for them. To start the map, they're being a little bit more aggressive. One round to set them back to kind of just slow-paced CROSSFIRE. A little bit fishing here at Juan. I mean, he's hit some absolutely nasty shots.
Up the pace here a little bit now, but JRK wins out on his fight. Kosh going to be taken down. Re-swings. 1-1 going to be good for the kill. Just really trying to drum up this interest on this B side of the map, and so far it seems like it's working a treat. He's keeping 3 players here in position where it needs to be able to win this one out, but it's looking to be good for the singular kill. Now, Virtus.pro, they get the bad news. They realize where that C4 is going to be headed. A couple frag grenades going to go out, but Juan still continuing to find value. Holds down that flank. Keeps his team in with the player advantage. Spot out there onto LDX. Time for the flash, the reface. Both players eating an immense amount of damage. Now JV going to be taken down. This C4 still not really in play quite just yet. They need to get themselves forward. The ADRF re-swings. Catches Nevis there from behind, and that is going to be the round going the way of NAVI.
Yeah, really nice late round coordination here from NAVI. Able to buy enough time and attention. 1-1 doing so much on this round. Just the individual skill on display, as well as creating a ton of attention on the other side of the map, and enough that it breaks things open so they can get to the site. Ended up not needing to get the C4 planted. This time, they're getting aggressive in towards Hotel. They've got quite a few players there, but LDX gets a spot out, gets some damage in, doesn't take any in return.
Flash tagged up there. Continuing the swing out, get himself planted here on this B site, and that certainly has made NAVI think twice about this approach. 1-1 though, continuing to just not miss these shots. Finds JRK. Opens up this A side of the map a little bit more, but you still have 2 players planted in here as JV eats a bit of damage. Attempted a bit of a pre-fire peek in towards the vent. Not gonna be able to find him there. NAVI looking like they're not trying to back away from this position, still playing full 5 forward.
They're trying to bait a response out of the connector. They're being really cautious about that extra player, maybe having some mid control, trying to slot in. Or maybe that they're looking like they're going to fake, but they're actually not as well.
Just trying to flush him off this angle, but Humia going to be good for one. Nevis joins in. Able to find one, peeks in, finds a little bit more, and he mines that flank as well. 1-1 now needing to do it all, the 1v2. C4 down, Tom on the approach here. On the flank side, but it's just going to be a double face out of main. And that will be Virtus.pro find themselves a second round win.
Yeah, this up close and personal rifling for VP has been really destructive. Whether it be Humeo holding the line sometimes by himself. Nevis has had some stellar moments in those situations. Yeah. Nice little 1-2-3 double face from the surviving two members of VP to make sure that 1-1 can't do anything. Rest of that round, Tom 7 kills, Nevis 7 kills. Exactly what you need here. Now we need to see some of the other players from NAVI start to pick up the pace to back 1-1 up, because he has been on fire, to say the least. 10 kills in 6 rounds. Gonna put a little bit more pressure over into mid. Sliding through the connector, but nobody getting too aggro just yet from VP. Maybe on the other side of the map at Hotel, but let's see, ADRF looking for Tom, but that sniper rifle, I don't want to anticipate that Tom's going to be too aggressive in that position. Let's see if they want to try another mid to B hit here.
Gosh, never mind, it's going to double back. Joined at mid, thought for a second maybe he was going to end up right into the crosshairs there of Tom. Big change up though. We'll approaching towards mid here at the moment for NAVI. Means at the ready. Smoke about to fly here from 1-1. Sends it up and over the top, but is this all an attempt at a fake? Double back from 1-1. No, just going to be watching. In case some flankers come through, but ADRF going to be caught here. Full flash into the face. Another one following up. This guy just can't see a damn thing. Need some glasses, but oh, the peek in. Gosh, down low. Big damage there from LDX. Just can't quite confirm that kill, but now the push forward in through main. Holding, finding one. Nevis gets the other. And things are starting to fall apart a little bit here for the side of NAVI. A 2v3. Gonna try to just hound down Humio. Damage exchange on both sides, but he's able to hold his own until Akash counter swings in, but he's now alone with no HP to speak of. Flash into the face. Tom here on the flank. 17 seconds remaining, and he cannot find that first of the 2 kills. Nearly neck and neck. Virtus.pro are looking to run this back.
Yeah, these late round hits just not coming to fruition for NAVI. Taking a little bit too much time and allowing for the counter utility to stymie their initial ideas on those executes, trying to make their way in through the GR spawn. But just great flashes completely ruin that idea. And then you go into the strong side of VP trying to make that hit. Caution we can with Tom. Hello?
He's just out there so aggressively. Straight out of A main. He does get traded back. Humio does get taken down, but Tom has been allowed to escape. Himself posted up again once more, looking for some kills here on this approach. It feels like NAVI just maybe running light here on the playbook, continuing to just try to swing in towards this A site, but just consistently getting battered back.
Oh, Tom again. He actually bests 1-1.
Finds that. PSC slotted forward. JRK just here around the corner, needs to win this fight and does so. LDX going to be noted as well. Solid opener now for the side of NAVI, turning the tides of this round. Tom, however, still needing to be contended with. At the same time, you've got Akash. Look at where he's at. He's all the way across into their spawn.
Oh my gosh. That could be the difference maker if he could find the timing, but they might miss it.
That or Nevis. I mean, Nevis, he might just be able to find the C4 right here, but no. Ready for this JV. Keeps himself alive, finds that kill, and now it is all down to Tom. Pushing forward. GDSC there around the corner, does get spotted. Swapping to the pistol, and even at that range, Tom is able to come away with that one. Gives himself an opportunity, but he's gonna have to fight to try to regain some space, and with that forward look from Akash, absolutely could be his undoing. So C4 now planted, NAVI well poised to try to get themselves up to 5. At least guarantee a 1-round advantage at the half. See if Tom has anything to say about it.
Oh, with Akash up on the balcony. really tough for Tom here. I mean, I'm sure he's got somewhat of an inkling. This is a possibility. He's going to have to hit just a crazy shot. The time is already halfway through on the C4. Nope, not going to happen. Akash from above sees him right as he comes out the door. That's going to be NAVI now. Going up to 5. So at least getting the better end of this half. This is VP's map pick. Starting to have some concerns. They were able to run some good rounds together there, but...
It's your map pick, but it's the opponent's side selection to start, so... maybe going to be favored as you get ready to go on that swap, but he certainly would love for this to be as close-knit as possible and have it be that 4-5. Give him more free real estate over here to the side of NAVI. Solid start, Nevis able to find the one, finds a second. Akash also gets taken down, and this crunch play into mid is working wonders for Virtus.pro. Blink and you miss it. 1-1 now. Last one left standing. Just trying desperately to find Nevis. Will be able to do so with the swap over onto the pistol. Quick tuck back. The repeat. The shot, however, goes wide and he eats some damage. Flanks coming through from 2 players, and he is just overwhelmed. So pretty much evened up here at the half. VP managed to run it back for 4.
Yeah, no kidding. After a 0-3 start for VP, they're able to bounce back nicely, get themselves some momentum, a little bit of confidence coming into this second half. Great little call there. Go for that crunch play. I mean, it had been so much just pressure outside of A for Virtus.pro. They were able to start capitalizing off of that, and then when finally NAVI shows a bit of a different look, it's shut right down. Now we switch sides. VP on the BL side, NAVI on the GR. Just looking at these snipers here. It's actually going to be Akash grabbing one as well. Him and 1-1 been doing a really nice job locking things down. Nevis and Tom matching them almost exactly in kills. It's neck and neck for sure. Just a couple of those big plays from those big gamers. Be the difference makers. A little bit of an exploration here. Aggressive positioning with the sniper for Tom. Wants to get in towards the B side of things and see if he can catch somebody just a little bit out of place, but
back away in a reposition. For a second, thought maybe he was going to get this early clash versus 1-1, but he's gotten himself settled backside at B. C4 at the same time, though, being brought forward towards this A site. GDSC, ADRF, here to try to hold this line. Reinforcements are a world away, so they have to put up some numbers here. Otherwise, VP is going to be very well set as they look to tie it up at a 5-5.
GDSC holding the line, getting right outside of the vents. Some flashes thrown into mid.
Double face.
Trying to do this quiet-like.
Disconnected hold here from GDSC. Flashed up, and that's going to be ADRF now taken down here at the back of stairs. He just has no vision whatsoever. Ends up falling a Koch. Going to be good for 1. LDX taken down, but C4 now planted. Good timing. Oh no! JV doesn't win that fight. Tom, he's just so fast to find the shot. Spares his life, and now it's just 2 snipers to try to get this retake going. A 2v3. Tom's position known, but he just slides in and finds a headshot, and now it's all down to Akash. AG over the top. JRK holding the angle, tries to go for the flick, but there's a bit too much. VP, they start off the half exactly as they need to, and they keep us now neck and neck.
Yeah, they make such a great execute onto the site. Both of these players flashed up, trying to figure out what they can do. Holding the line and try to set up a bit of a crossfire outside of vents, but when VP decides to spring the trap, just no real response able to come out from NAVI. And again, some of your stellar fraggers on the other side of the map able to do some damage, but already given over the site, so things just crumble to pieces. GDSC, he is so far out here already. You may at least acknowledging that that could be a possibility here.
This is a really good read.
And they're just lined up. They're expecting aggression. Feeling like NAVI will, after that round loss, want to take some map control, and they're correct, but GDSC playing it close to the vest. Hasn't given up much.
watching for, but there's that shot and there's the confirmation. There's suspicions now. Known to be true.
Love to get some util out of VP's hands here. I'm going for the jump peek. Doesn't take any damage, but now it's starting to get a little dicey.
Yeah, and they're just going to look to try to push and overwhelm them. They are able to do just that. 1-on-1 trying to provide that covering fire. Misses the opening shot. Now going to be knitted out of position. Taken down 2 HP. Still able to fight back for 1, but his luck is just running out there. The RF now last 1. Cleaned up. And just like that, Virtus.pro find themselves in the lead 6-5.
This just screams preparation. They're just so ready for this the whole time. And they you know, even after they first recognize that GDSZ is pressed out so far forward, they don't overcommit, they don't overreact, they don't throw a bunch of util his way. They wait for him to make a positioning mistake where they can capitalize. And they get 1-1 completely smothered behind the box with the util, and then with the flashes and the frags.
Trying it again. But again, it feels like they're suspicious about this and just happy to kind of give up the space. They're just denying that line of sight here.
Gonna give it over to Juan this time.
I'm hanging back. Players maybe about to be into the open here, but no, they're just gonna smoke this one off. They are reading this incredibly cleanly.
Wow.
Now just going on a quick little exit. JRK rotates out towards safety. LDX continuing to play forward. 1-1 as well, just setting up that smoke, trying to really dissuade them from pushing forward, but this just funnels them forward towards Akash. Was able to go ahead and get the spot out onto at least one player, quickly backpedaling. Frag grenades at the ready, going to be sent in. Avoids a blast from that, but Humio just able to swing forward. 2 headshots, 2 kills. JV can only answer back 1. C4 on the ground here for now. Needs to find a little bit more, but JRK plants his feet, finds that kill, and now it's going to be a 2-player advantage here to the side of VP. 1-1 up and over the top, looking for that quick shot, but is not going to be able to make it happen. He's landing it right there alongside LDX's feet. GDSZ taken down. 2-round lead. Tac pause going to be called. Navi, they know that they're in trouble.
Yeah, this is not really working out for Navi the way they would like. Even though they're taking map control and they're pushing Virtus.pro in the direction of their strong side, doesn't matter. Virtus.pro is just cutting them down one by one. You know, Akash there can't make the exit that he's looking for. He just gets cut right down. I mean, Humeo is so on point. Again, this up close and personal rifling has been a real feather in the cap here for Virtus.pro. They've been really on point in those situations. It seems like they're always just a bit ahead of the curve. Like, they're getting a good read on where their opponents are likely to be, and they're just spraying around those corners so fast. Look at this from Humeo. There's nothing you can do. They're coming at you from a couple different angles. Jumping kill here from JRK. That's got to be a frustrating one. That's got Tom fired up.
Starting to find that pop off, but like you said, frustration seen here. Great start for Navi, 1-1 in particular. Looking like he could do no wrong, but his last several rounds starting to slide away from them. That lead now gone. It's really starting to up the pressure here. Love to start off this series, this elimination set with that first map under your belt.
Especially if you're Navi. Like, it looked like maybe you were just going to be able to rip away your opponent's map pick from them. I mean, we did see early on in the tournament where teams traded map picks with Al-Qazia and KINGZERO, but since then it's been a lot of 2-0s for us over here on the A stream. And earlier today, Navi probably felt like they had a real opportunity, but starting to get picked apart, starting to get outplayed, outthought a little bit. Going for the big stack. Nobody going to get aggressive this time. No smokes out at the front of the door to A site either.
Yeah, nothing here. It's just going to be the HE's exchange, but GDSZ into the meat grinder. He goes, but it's going to be ADRF from on high to go ahead and respond with a multitude of kills.
No way.
LDX just trades it right back. C4 to now be recovered. Smoke to be cycled forward to try to cut off that main access. And right now, the 2 remaining players from the side of Navi split apart. LDX down to 17.
Ooh.
Avoids that frag grenade critically. C4, however, still not yet planted. It's in the hands here. Can they actually get this one in action? Start getting that clock ticking here against NAVI.
Both teams for util.
Plant now in. Tom taken low but not killed off. This should be NAVI advantaged, but LDX is still able to find one, and 1-1 just going to be caught on that flank. Tom doing wonders here for the team, beating them back after the TAC timeout. Virtus.pro continue on this win streak.
Man, LDX there as well. Just crashing forward into the site. I mean, no smoke at the front door. And look at how he just slips underneath. He went underneath the stairs there.
Oh, this pixel angle. Not sure if anyone's going to fall into it, though.
I don't know if I'd want to challenge Tom right now. He is definitely feeling it.
JV is trying to challenge into mid. He's got the backup here from Funawan. Quick little peek in, and JRK able to avoid that shot. It's going to be Tom once again, guiding them ever closer to victory. JV down. 2 rounds left to go to close out their map pick of Ankara. VP picking every box that they possibly can.
Now you fall back a bit. That's NAVI. I'm gonna leave GDSC, ADRF over there to hold down A as 2 players. Mid's gonna be under One's control. Kosh tasked with holding down B by himself, and CVP is gonna take their time on this before they really commit to anything. Time is ticking a bit, 120, so still room to consider. Waiting out these smokes just a little bit longer where you really think about how you want to make your move. And you can see Umeo there giving his opinion. Just waiting for their moment. They're being extremely cautious.
A minute remaining. Still playing it this slowly here with that player advantage in hand. NAVI can try to get the read together, but it looks like it's starting to elude them. Triple stack onto the A site. Meanwhile, all of the forces here from VP clustered up, getting ready to push forward here towards B. That frag grenade being sent out. Just trying to continue to strum up that interest here on A, and it looks like it is working a treat as Tom just looks to try to keep them locked away. Keep Kosh all alone. Given that he's playing by himself, he just doesn't have eyes on main. It's going to be a great 180 turn to be able to find just even that 1 kill. Damn impressive from him, but unfortunately for the side of NAVI, that means that this site is opened up and they need to get some kills right now. Stop this C4 from going down, but I don't think they're going to be able to make that happen. The plant is in. GDSC able to find 1. Tom, the raid boss, eliminated, but wallbang shots are able to flush out 1-1. JRK looks for a little bit more. Sees the nades flying. Umeo now stacked up here on the angle. The flank about to come through. This needs to be monstrous. How patiently can he play this? Not very at all. And Umeo gets the headshot, leaving just ADRF now here to his own devices. It's a target-rich environment, and he can't find any of them. Close out here from the side of VP. They get themselves up to map point.
Yeah, they just find the right read again. Just in a little bit of attention, like you said, that 1 frag grenade over into the vents, and it keeps that extra player planted, and Akash does well to get 1, but the early round there, painful for NAVI, losing those players quickly. Tom again, looking for another opportunity. Just ruin things before they even get started. Just some smokes out. Deep presence being established. Actually, the smoke at the front of AA main this time, it's going to be VP's. That's got to kind of leave you scratching your head a little bit here as NAVI. What do they want to do off the back of that? Or are they going to try to clear a little bit more mid or try to get aggressive? So they just respond with the smoke of their own. They want to force VP's hand if they're going to try to make this hit right through the front door. And it's going to be blind, essentially, in terms of vision of what they have going on. But as we can see, VP not going anything, not really making any big moves. You just want to try to get a feel for the map, see if you can outlast your opponent in the patience department. Maybe eventually somebody from NAVI goes, we got to get some info. And that's what you're hoping to punish.
Game plans to try to wait out their utility. Still got a good amount of it. Speaking of which, Smoke and flash. Hold them back. Granted, VP barely used any of their nade reserves here. Still got plenty, but looks like maybe just a cut in towards mid, see if they can find somebody. Take him down from there, maybe a split across. Spawn approach into short. Nades now starting to fly. Smokes out onto these angles. Shot here from Akash, not able to find anyone through that smoke, but 1-1. A quick shot, Nevis going to be taken down. GV starting to go on the rotation here, but players on site starting to get punished, starting to get picked apart, and 1-1, yep, going to be eliminated as they just go up and over the top, giving him no other recourse other than death. Player advantage now here for the side of VP. The C4 going to be planted with 22 seconds to spare. Na'Vi, they need to get this retake going if they want to extend this map. Otherwise, VP are going to be starting off this elimination set 1-0. Find it. A third of the time, already going to be gone. And that leaves now just PDSC by himself, and he shall fall. 10-5, a bit of a soft start here for the side of Virtus.pro, but once they got going, they did not stop. They will close out their map pick of Ankara. As we now look over to Na'Vi where the pressure is mounting.
Yeah, what a fearsome attacker side. Love that last round, using those smokes so effectively to open a lane for themselves, to cut in towards the site. Just not give Na'Vi many great opportunities to respond, and always playing for those trades, playing together. Some big individual plays. Tom continues to just be so formidable. The rest of the team having some good ones. Nevis really coming out hot on that defender side. Take a look back at some of the big plays in this, and felt good to start for Na'Vi, but I mean, they don't even get a single round in that second half.
Yeah, it was a solid read to begin, but it felt like after the timeout call from the side of Virtus.pro, they just started to get every correct read. They started to get a really good sense of what Na'Vi was going to be trying to bring to bear. And with a timeout of their own, Na'Vi just couldn't quite find the readjustments to get themselves resaddled into this game. Now, a brutal start here for the Brazilian squad. They need to try to rebound because so much for Na'Vi here at EWC is going to be resting on their shoulders, given the team's very recent elimination over at CS2. So every last bit of those championship points that they won, why they're going to have to be accumulated here. They might just be facing similar elimination. Overall, incredibly well read here for the side of VP, but we'll see. Can that 2-0 still come out, or will Na'Vi be able to rebound on their map pick? That's certainly what we're going to be hoping for here for the team. So just wait and see if they can get it done as we get ready to go into that second map. But of course, we're going to take a quick little break, give the players a bit of a breather, and when we come back, we'll see who's going to be holding their heads a bit higher than the others.
Hi, it's Wendy here with Shadi from the Team Falcons. So first, congratulations on your win. But today, we're not paying attention about the match. We pay attention on himself. As I know that Shadi was just a player in the game, not the captain at all. But right now, at this tournament, he is the in-game leader and the captain. So what's the differences between those two roles, and what he growth by do the captain job?
Mình thì thường là mình chỉ là một tuyển thủ thôi, thì những cái ván trước mình không phải là chỉ huy, thì hiện tại bây giờ ở ván này, ở cái mùa giải này mình là người chỉ huy, thì mình có cái sự khác biệt gì giữa hai cái vai trò đó, và cũng như là mình thấy là mình đã thay đổi gì, mình đã phát triển được những gì ở với cái vai trò chỉ huy này.
Thì khi mà thi đấu này, vai trò chỉ huy là một cái vai trò cực kỳ quan trọng. Nếu như mà bước ra quốc tế mà mình không biết được phong cách của đối thủ chơi thì nó sẽ rất là khó. Nhưng ngày hôm qua thì đội của Barca đã tấn công đội mình một cách rất là áp đảo. Thì bọn mình về đã thay đổi và mình sẽ quyết định trở lại là con team.
As you guys know, that in this game, the leader role is really important. It will be the one who decide the fate of the game. And as for battle, the match that we have with Baisa. The Baisa, they went in on us really fast. And when we came back, we look at it. And as a leader, I know what we have to do. And we come here to win.
Okay, good. Captains need to do so many things, especially for the mentality things. And question number 2, I really want to know Shadi's hobbies, because besides the players, besides the game, what things he likes to do?
Chúng tôi cũng muốn biết thêm về bạn Shady, thì ngoài cái việc mình là tuyển thủ, ngoài những cái thứ liên quan tới lại cái trò chơi, thì mình có sở thích gì về bản thân mình?
Về bản thân thì mình có sở thích gì hả? Thì mình thích là xây dựng một cái cộng đồng CROSSFIRE ở Việt Nam thật là vững mạnh.
Yeah, so my hobby is to build a really strong CROSSFIRE community in Vietnam.
Oh, great. That's the captain of the Vietnam CROSSFIRE community. So the third question, if I give you some seconds to think, what words you want to use to describe yourself?
Hiện tại bây giờ cho mình vài giây suy nghĩ, thì mình nghĩ là mình là một người như thế nào, một người tuyển thủ như thế nào trong vài cái tính từ.
Mình nghĩ là ở Việt Nam mình là người nhiệt huyết, tại vì hầu như là tổ chức giải liên tục cho mọi người chơi.
So I would think myself as a very determined person, because I always try to have always going to any tournament that we can have.
Good. Shadi as a pro player is so pro. And thank you, Shadi, for joining with us. And that's all from us. Bye-bye.
Alrighty, we are back. Virtus.pro able to draw first blood here in this elimination series. NAVI now needing to recover in the set. Close out their map pick and extend this to a third and final if they want to avoid elimination here at EWC. Otherwise, it will be a swift exit after 2 days of play here for the team. It was off to a good start, but then just felt like Virtus.pro really were able to download the playbook.
Yeah, no, I mean, some really good reads coming into that second half in particular. I mean, understanding the tendencies of their opponent really well with those late lingers into their spawn, especially the ones where they seeded that space. Over on the A side, to kind of counteract some of those deep pushes with the TRGs that Navi was trying to set up. Now coming over to Subbase, you know, when you look at both of these teams' records on this map so far this year, it's been pretty even in terms of like their win percentage on it. They're both neck and neck in that department. So, you know, Navi leading into it, but it's kind of, to me, looking like this could be very, very close in terms of the, you know, overall power level between the teams. Who knows? You know, it's different regions, of course, so hard to say for sure. But, you know, VP just coming in today with something to prove. And just getting everything situated. And a little bit of help for our players there as they get ready to lock and load for another map. To get everything situated, everything squared away. Tons to prove here for both of these squads. Neither wants to go home. Both want to keep those hopes alive to get some extra, you know, points for the club championship.
Club championship as well as that prize pool. If you can even make it into that next round here in this group stage, then yourself jumping up $15,000. So there is plenty on the line, but I don't think the players right now, they don't have their eyes on this more paltry prize pool. They have their eyes set, of course, on the grand prize, including that trophy there, dead center on the stage. Virtus.pro What does the game plan look like? How much of a read are you going to have going into this next map here? Subbase, of course, the selection for the side of NAVI to try to turn the tides in this set.
Yeah, hard to say. I mean, again, it's not like either of these teams' favorite maps, but they do play it, and you know they have winning records on it, both of them. But it's like 56, 57% for both of them, so it's right in kind of that mid-range for them. So it's just going to come down to maybe who's got some better reads, who's got the better individual form, and God forbid you're looking at maybe playing AG.AL as they lost the first map to Stallions over there in the upper bracket on the B stream. So
Stallions looking to go on a little bit of a run. It's kind of in the name, so maybe a dark horse for them. But now we focus in here on this series, on this match point for VP. If they can close out Subbase. Silence across the board to start things off. ADRF just around the corner here in Wood. Though clearly suspicious.
Yeah, that's something we saw yesterday. N9 do really nicely. Tuck himself into that corner and spoil our round before it even really started. And then you have GDSZ out on the longer angle, setting up that crossfire there. So if you can get Virtus.pro to fall into this trap, could be a good start for NAVI again. Let's see what Virtus.pro wants to do to handle this. Throwing a smoke around that corner, so you're cutting off. No angles here. GDSC, oh no, GDSC cut off.
Cut off for the moment. Swoop forward though. That's just going to be ADRF continuing to hold this position and hold them down. LDX finally going to be able to break through for one, but it's a player advantage here to the side of NAVI, as they are no closer to getting themselves in towards this A site. The tucked position. Kosh now just there at the bottom of stairs, ready and waiting in case that push comes through. LDX looking like he's going to linger around, maybe trying to draw some more attention, maybe play a fake, but as that smoke goes out on the approach to B, it does force a reroute here, so VP re-wrapping back around here.
For the timing on the grenade there, but VP just a bit behind it. Kosh, get it done.
Gets the spot out, but cannot find the shot. Grenade lobbed in. Kosh looking to just try to hold this corner, drifts back with GDSC. Now joining in, and he is just lighting him up. 2 kills for him. Tom can only find one more, and that is the exact clean start that NAVI need to find.
Yeah, this is great pressure that they create early on the map. So important to get these wins on the GR side on Subbase. That's a great start again for NAVI. Now you're going to need to dig a little bit deeper here as VP to find some answers. Stun early, or excuse me, flash early there. But they're wary about this corner, so Tom's going to be there. Spray the heck out of it. But
spamming through where possible, but again, nothing found. You've got this early damage onto Humio as well.
I'm here, looking for the response. Nothing coming though. NAVI wanting to reveal exactly what the setup is behind this smoke. It's going to be an attempt at a late push-up here from Akash. Going to see if anybody's going to try to push through this smoke once it drops. Actually, just going to refresh smoke there, so it's going to keep control of this wood door. Seems to be really putting the screws to VP. Is going over to this B site. That is not the way you want to go if you can help it, so maybe a change in directions. Try to bully your way through the control room. Just wait this last smoke out. May actually be the play, it looks like to me. Then maybe set up for this A hit. That seemed to be their initial thought. Throw smoke over towards B. Try to make it look like they're at least thinking about that. Another smoke as well.
Flashbang forward, frag grenade to follow. Damage not to be found here. Just looking to try to stave them off on this approach towards stairs. It's actually going to be an aggressive push forward. Nakash finds the timing. Tom going to be taken down. Good boss basically found there, but the RF does get caught with util in hand. Now a rescale forward. Back in from that stairs angle. Being needed here by Akash, but that was going to be held back. C4 not getting committed to. Push forward, LDX loses his life. Nevis able to trade it back. Brings it now into a 3v3, but the C4 needs to go down. 20 seconds remaining, just now starting to get planted. It's 1-1. Very wary about this fight position. I mean, sees the shots ringing out. Double approach here at the stairs angle. Nevis able to find the one, but just gets caught right through the box. That wall bang shot taking him down, but GSC under similar pressure will end up falling. Double team up here from Humio and JRK, able to persevere. Now that leaves just 1-1 with no HP to really speak up to try to get this one across the line. Otherwise, VP will tie it up, and they shall. Final shot from Humio brings it 1-1.
Yeah, I like the patience from VP. Their counter to these early smokes, this early aggression towards the wood double doors is to just wait it out. Say, okay, let's make sure they're not going for any flanks. Let's be patient ourselves. And then let's throw a little bit of counter util over into B, throw some smokes to make it at least, you know, be something they have to keep honest. But oh, this is just done and dusted. Humeo had no idea.
Not at all, and LDX even needing a bit of damage there on that push-up. Some back on to GDSZ, but this is once again likely going to lead to VP having a bit of a rougher go here in the round. Need to try to get this push forward here onto JV. They force him back, tag him to 37. He gets a bit of damage across, spraying and praying, and his prayers will be answered for a little bit longer, but then that nade is there. Bite him in the rear, but still advantages maintained here for Na'Vi. Stairs opened up, however, as Akash is just strafing forward. Runs down Nevis. It's just Tom and LDX here at Missile. Man comes through. Smokes out, but Tom needing to do a bit of heavy lifting here, perhaps.
A lot of smokes. Gotta worry about the control room.
All the util has been dumped. It's going to come down. Just fragging from here, but Tom made it out of position. LDX able to find the first, but they will quickly there fall. So defuse to come through. Navi with a solid retake, mitigating their losses here. Will regain that lead by 1.
Yeah, they're so quick this time, praising the quick triggers, the up close and personal battles of Virtus.pro on Ankara, but here on Subbase, it is Navi who's winning a lot of those fights. Getting the jump on their opponents. Akash there, doing a great job. So things starting to look a little bit dicey for VP on this attacker side on Subbase. Just trying to see if he can get any momentum going. Trying to create some pressure over on the other side of the map. Leave Tom to his own devices. Try to lock down these doors. Give him the opportunity to maybe win an early battle, but smokes are going to be there, so time ticking away and plenty
Tom's
on
going to the entry, and he's going to get cut down. Yeah, ADRF able to find it, just hugged back. I think Tom maybe thought that he was going to be covered there by the smokes, but the rest of the team is not having much of a better run of it here. There's LDX surrounded. He does end up falling. 4 players surviving there. Navi now up 3-1, looking a lot more at home here on Subbase.
Yeah, no doubt. Very clear why they're happy to play this map. Virtus.pro just trying to force the issue a little bit, and they're just walking into a meat grinder. So they just really can't establish themselves anywhere on the map. Every time they try, they just get shut right down. And every time, it's just a little bit of a different angle, a little bit of a different position that Navi's taking. It's not able to be sussed out by Virtus.pro. Some of those heavy hitters you had in the previous map, widely quiet. A little bit of util, but taking their time are both teams. C4 is even going to be left in the spawn this go around as VP trying to put a little bit of pressure down to see if they can find a side of the map that they favor. Little do they know, there's nobody over at A. They've actually completely abandoned this, kind of anticipating that maybe it'd be a B hit, maybe a mid to B hit. Instead, it's just patience. Feeling each other out a little bit.
Still no closer to really trying to breach this door position, though. It's been a regular thorn in their side so far on this map. This time a bit of a change up as they play a lot more disconnected from wood. More recovered, though. Scale forward through the server room. Players out here to try to stave them off. On one watching at the window. Smoke will go up, just keeping things obfuscated here for now. Starts fishing for a couple shots, but nothing being found quite just yet.
Started to want to make their move, but again, this is being so well read by NAVI. Got everybody here.
It's so slow from VP. 35 seconds remaining. Once again, just trying to bully their way through, but they just get battered back. Caution, GDSC able to find one. JV gets involved, and that's pretty much the round done and dusted. As Tom, yeah, I mean, you've been trying to find something over towards that A side over at Wood. As he arrives, he'll be able to pistol down one, but you are not recovering that C4. Final shot out, JV will find him. Tactical pause has already been called. Because right now, VP, yeah, they desperately need an injection here from the team. They need something to change things up.
Yeah, this looks rough. I mean, a team that felt so well prepared on Ankara just doesn't seem to have answers for what their opponents are bringing. NAVI this time putting out some of those deep smokes early, really just cutting the map off, and Virtus.pro not able to find their responses. Maybe a little bit of some deep smokes of their own. That was kind of what worked for them when they sold the fake and got their one-round win. You can see something a little bit similar potentially. Yeah, just screwed. Nothing he can do there. So NAVI in cruise control, just wanting to keep the lines held. They've been doing a great job with that. I don't know what to say for Virtus.pro. I mean, it's just every time they try something, it's the wrong answer. It seems like they just can't quite get a good read. I mean, the early conditioning from the side of their opponents, from NAVI, was to put a lot of pressure towards the front of those A doors and then hold the line there and make them earn it. And Virtus.pro had a really tough time with it for the most part. Then they thought, well, let's try and work our way in towards B, and they just walk into a door where they've got 3 gun barrels of NAVI just pointed it right at them. So you're just really not understanding the way your opponents are playing the map here. And Virtus.pro very happy to just keep letting them do what they're doing. Let's see what the coach wanted to talk about. What kind of setup he wanted to get. Just press through. Oh.
Well, that is not going to be the start that you wanted to see if you are the coach. All the time out, and immediately GDSZ finding Nevis. Tom trying to apply some pressure here to 1-1, but he just turns his sights over to the flank, back over to Tom, and he just absolutely shuts down any hopes they could have had. Frag grenade going to be dodged here by Humio, but needs to backpedal, join in. C4 is still going to be in hand. The lead lob on the nade. Not going to be coming away with the kill. They're able to avoid that one, and now they are just completely surrounded. The plant is going to be in play, but this would be a monstrous hold here for VP.
Now they're remembering the last time this was the stacked angle that NAVI came through. So they're going to initially have a couple different players there, but JRK tasked with watching the other flank. Such a tough hold here.
Shots on the Humio. Push now over towards stairs. JRK able to find the one, but now needs to find them all, and he cannot. Kosh able to dodge the shot, and NAVI can continue on their merry way as they get the defuse and take this up to 5.
Yeah, the timeout here just not really doing much. The call was made to just put some pressure, go aggressive, maybe go for that rush hit, and NAVI's still able to respond. I mean, Juan 1 is absolutely crazy with it from behind the missiles. Just ridiculous.
Like a dominant half here for the side of NAVI. Nevis, so much damage suffered early on here in the round, and that's going to be LDX as well, taking down one of the full HP members. Now Humio is going to be tagged up as well. Does manage to find a Kosh for his troubles, but still in such an uncomfortable position here as Virtus.pro. As GDSC, the slide out, the kill. JRK now dead on the floor.
Well,
might be a GG go next.
Yeah, it's starting to feel like it, isn't it? It's just so dominant on this GR half for NAVI. You're going to have to dial in something special. I guess the good news for you is Tom's full HP. Nobody else is. So they got that going for them, but
the fragging just hasn't been there. It's not been nearly as electric and impactful as we were seeing on that opening map. You know, 2 kills to his name. Meanwhile, everybody alive on the opposite side is pretty much out fragging everyone on the side of VP. Tom needing to clear this. It's a hard angle, and you got 1-1 waiting, and he is not going to be missing that shot. Puts him down with a headshot. And now, collectively, between the 2 remaining players, you got about half an HP bar to try to make a go of this in a 2v4.
You'd think this should be nigh undoable. GDSZ there. He's had a really nice map for himself so far. 7 kills. He's going to be shifting into position to try and absorb this pressure a little bit. As the backup, doesn't need it.
Might not need it at all, and he doesn't. The swing in pistol will get it done. And 2 kills for him. Another round for NAVI. Looking like we are very well slated to advance forward into that 3rd and final map between these squads.
Yeah, it feels out of reach. Just anything that Virtus.pro can really do. Getting beat to the punch. Sounds like somebody already died. Yep. 1-1. Getting started.
Tom.
Goodbye, Tom.
Look at the HP bars. JRK, Nevis, they've got absolutely nothing to try to work with. So the frag grenade is there, and Nevis goes bye-bye.
Back to MySpace you go, Tom.
Thing is, we're at the point where people watching this probably don't even catch that reference.
No, they bet they do. This is you know, this is an aged well game.
I mean, that is true. We haven't seen the younger blood coming in, and so a little jump peek. Damage avoided. Frag grenade. We'll find a tiny little sliver, but JRK is now going to be taken down. And oh my God. Yep. Wrapping him up with a nice little bow. Humio going to be able to find the one, but Juan is certainly off to a roaring start, much like we saw from him at the beginning of the first map there. But it seems like this time he's not going to be slowing down.
No. There's no slowing down. There's no brakes on the Navi train here. These multiple snipers that they're able to bring to bear are just nightmarish to go against. Now, okay, GDSZ this time does take the worst of some of this opening spam. Tom able to jump past Juan1's sights and able to get him to miss the shot, so created a little bit of extra space for yourselves. This one actually looking good for Virtus.pro for now.
I was going to say how quickly the tides can change. I mean, at best, you're looking at 2-7 at the half. Uh-oh. That's an oopsie. But if anyone was behind that box, they would have been tagged up.
Would have been having a bad time. This is all a ruse, though, so this is actually starting to now shift towards Virtus.pro's favor. They made a good mid-round call here.
As long as they can get through Akash here. He's got them held back for the moment. Shots flying out. Finds the first, looks for the second, gets it. Juan is there with the covering fire, but Akash comes away with 3 quick kills. Nevis now alone. Finds 1, but needs 3 more. Target-rich environment, 1-1 there. Just around the corner. There's everything in the kitchen sink being thrown at Nevis's position here. C4 firmly under their control over its stairs. This just goes strafing in, and Juan with the pistol will be able to find it. So 8-1 at the half. Navi are very quickly looking to take us over to a 3rd and final map.
No doubt. This one just blazed by there, that half. Put it in the rearview mirror. It's long gone. That is just stellar. I mean, that hold at the stairs there, just so brilliant. The way they're able to get those one-and-dones, don't overcommit to the spray. Just make it so difficult for VP to respond. Just haven't felt like the util's been great from VP in terms of landing good flashes or getting smokes that are kind of providing some extra value in terms of map control or setting up for hits. Or there was one that set up for fakes, and that was about it. So what went successfully. So Navi this time be a little bit more patient. Spamming through. This is feeling like they're just taking their time to think about this one. Curious if anybody from VP was going to try to challenge these doors. Heat grenade probably lets them feel like it's maybe a little bit covered. Or uncovered, I should say. Moving good. Try to set up this A hit. Clear out JRK. Should be able to at least get to the site itself. It's just a matter of that control room control.
Frag grenades flying. JRK does manage to find one. ADRF going to be taken down. Cell flashed away, but stuck into the corner. Looks for the repeat, but Humio is here also to go ahead, buy a bit of space. Juan able to answer one back, but it seems like that might just be as good as it gets. Short hand, and again, finds a headshot. Quick and clean one. Has about a minute to try to play with here, but LDX on the flank will be able to find him. So, second round win going over here to Virtus.pro. Still a long march back if they want to close this map out, and especially if they want to try to avoid OT.
No doubt. LDX there winning that battle, but it's all about JRK holding his ground. That really made the difference there for Virtus.pro in that round. They play this very differently. You can see their intentions on the map so different than what NAVI was doing on the other side, on the GR side. So far back.
Oh, this is going to be a big clash just here around that corner. Tries to go swinging in. He just loses his life. Nevis only going to be good for the one kill there. Looks for a little bit more, and never mind. Will be able to find himself a third. It's back to Barry, but Juan finds a shot right as his body hits the floor. Ensures that it stays there. As Juan holds it all down. 3 kills for him. No reprieve found. VP, they'll win the one, but now you've got Navi up to map point.
Woo! That is some nasty stuff from 1-1. That door just his. Get out. You're not allowed in. Goodness.
Looking like the last round here of this map. So we get ready to go to compound for the first time. At least here on this stream. DRF looking to try to play forward, but Nevis holding the door is going to be good for 2. Takes them down, trade it out. The advantage here for the side of VP for the moment. And expound upon that. It's going to take 7 in a row just to get this into overtime. Juan, and he is not done yet. Finds Humio. Push forward through the smoke. LDX just overwhelmed. Can't get vision fast enough. Cannot find a target. And now, just like that, Navi have the upper hand once again. C4 being brought forward. Frag grenade trying to buy some time. Little touch of damage there on the GDSC. As Tom and JRK are able to find some critical kills. That leaves now JV by himself. Does have this bomb spot up there on the top of the last second as he swings that corner, so they know his position. JRK tucking back, ready to go for a quick wrap in case that C4 ends up on the A site, which is exactly what JV has in mind.
Yeah, I thought maybe that Navi would make this move a little bit sooner over towards A, but they committed to this fight over at B, and they paid the price. Tom.
Ooh, he's keeping it quiet. He's going to actually try to push back into this position.
Get seen?
Swing on the corner. I don't think so. He gets the jump onto one. He gets the jump onto them both. JV gets the clutch to lock in the 10-2. Quick work of Virtus.pro here on Subbase, and that means that we are going the distance. These teams fighting tooth and nail to try to keep themselves alive here in the tournament.
Wow. Not what I anticipated on this map at all. I mean, I thought, Navi picking it, they probably felt pretty comfortable. It was like they were at home. They just ran VP over there, 10-2. What the final ends up being. My God. Just in every aspect of the game, you're just losing out as VP. There was nothing you could do right.
Yeah, flick of a switch, it feels like a completely different team on both sides compared to what we saw on that opening map of Ankara. So that means the compound will decide it all. Which one sticks around, which one faces elimination. One map to determine $15,000 more in the prize pool for you, as well as that chance to compete again tomorrow to try to make it into the playoffs. It's all going to come down to that final map. We'll see who is going to be able to have the grit and determination to close it out. For VP, they're going to be reeling after this one. The whiplash, perhaps. That should maybe just give Navi the upper hand, but we'll have to see. Compound, not a map that we've gotten to see here yet, paper thin, so I'm excited to get over to that one when we come back after a quick break, so don't go anywhere. The action will continue.
Hello everyone, I'm at the STC Esports Arena with James Banks, and I'm here to talk a little bit about what's going on when it comes to the Club Championship points and what's on the line exactly. So, talk to me, what's going on here in your arena?
It's a little bit crazy. So one thing just to touch on, NAVI were trying to gain some much vital points and they're now eliminated, so they won't get any points from this, and they were expected to at least win the first game. So that's kind of ruined things for them.
Yikes.
Then on the other side, Liquid and Vitality are fighting in the Club Championship for second and third right now, and they're playing each other in the first game. So that's a big one, and they played recently against each other, so it's a bit of spice in there, and it went to double overtime and a single overtime. There's lots in there, and we're going to see that a bit later today. Then we've got to look at Falcons, because Falcons, Manasi, Nico, yeah, amazing players. They're going up against G2 and their old organization. Falcons really need some points. You were telling me already in CROSSFIRE, it's going to be tough.
It really
so
is.
I'm a little bit worried because things could go massively wrong in CS as well, and then quite easily, maybe a team like Liquid or Vitality could jump up above them. But, little caveat, Vitality have no players in your game in CROSSFIRE, no players in Street Fighter, so they must win if they want to have a chance in Counter-Strike to win the Club Championship.
That's right, all eggs into the CS basket for Vitality. And when it comes to Falcons, they were taken down to the lower bracket by Baisha Gaming, and Baisha lost it to EP, so they will be facing against Baisha one more time for a spot in the top 8 in CROSSFIRE. So it's going to be quite a long and tough road for the side of Team Falcons, and they also have 4 players in Street Fighter. They just need one team to make it into the top 8. Just one. 200 points, and you guarantee the Club Championship for the second time in a row. So all I know is it's spicy, and I love the fact that it's coming down to the final week, to the final competition. So that's what we got. That's a wrap on it, and we'll see what happens with the upcoming games. We'll see you guys in a bit.
A third and final map between these two teams to decide it all. Who sticks around, who gets to play again tomorrow for a chance in the playoffs, and who will make an early departure back home and have their EWC tournament lives come to an end. NAVI, a big rebound for them over Virtus.pro. So far, the map picks working out for both of these teams, but now we go to that third and final of Compound, see who is going to be a bit stronger than their opponents.
Yeah, hard to say. I thought maybe Subbase would be a little closer, but it was pretty one-sided.
Yep.
So, Saw one of the VP players in there splashing some water on the face, trying to get themselves back into this. After a blowout, it feels so good coming out of Ankara. Really shut VP out pretty well, or excuse me, NAVI out pretty well. VP needs to turn the tides here, turn the momentum. Head over to Compound to be the decider. Both of these teams looking to keep themselves alive, and Stallions did drop the second map to AG.AL. Both were 10-3s. So trading picks back and forth. They're finishing up on Compound as well over on the B stream, but here we've got, at least domestically, a map that's very, very good for VP. They're quite consistent on Compound. Meanwhile, NAVI has really struggled on this map, so who the heck knows how this one's going to shape out. I don't know if it means anything at this point. It seems like it just comes down to reads and form.
Yeah, I mean, if anything, the things that you're going to look to shore up ahead of a tournament like this are, of course, going to be the weaknesses that can sometimes lead to some lapses and gaps in the maps that you anticipate yourself to be a little bit favored on, but we'll have to see how much work has been put into this Compound map. As they look to try to find this final win. 10 rounds, barring an overtime. Separating these squads from advancing forward. And so we still have to wait and see who their opponent's going to be. It's going to be a tough one either way, with AG.AL fighting back versus Stallions, currently in their third and final map, also playing on Compound. So maybe something that has to be studied overnight for the winners here. We'll get our first look at the map as we now dive into the action. NAVI first to try to get those C4s planted. See just how they fare, but this is where players like Tom and Juan, it feels like they should be able to thrive. Long sight lines, some wide open spaces.
Yeah, for sure. Some early smoke out to establish a little bit of control over the mid part of the map here for VP. Gonna be just waiting patiently with this crossfire. You're gonna see a lot on this map. Waiting right outside of that window position. Juan saw him. That's incredible going to be
for the moment. Oh, Nate attempts here to try to lock him down, and Juan gets the snap on that shot. Nevis, not even knowing what hit him there. Bullish little flick to come away with the goods. Push forward though now. Is the B site primed for the taking here in the server room. GDSC hiding behind the door, making his presence known. The jump out, JRK going to be shut down, and that is good value for his life there for GDSC. Humio now last one standing. Flash dissipating here in his face, but time starting to tick in this 1v3, and the flank is coming through. Juan just waiting on the angle. Ready to strike, and there it is. Starts it off, finishes it. NAVI, another opening round is theirs.
Really nice patience at the beginning of this round from Juan. Got the spot onto Nevis and took his time. Found a perfect moment to strike. Really great finish as well. Man, oh man. Hot start there. Able to get up into the house and put that sniper to great use. Gonna come to expect it from him. Let's see if VP can respond. Gonna push out a little bit further forward on the other side of the map, heading in towards long A. Smoke there to obscure that position, but mid now wide open for the taking here for NAVI. Let's see if there's any response that VP has in store, if it does come to that, but last round went by pretty quick. This one slowing down just a bit. Tom on his own. Needing to do some work here over on the long B side. Perhaps.
Smokes out in the mid. Kosh trying to get out in front of that one. For this peek into those connectors down into A and B, but nothing spotted here for the moment. Tom about to have his work cut out for him. Does cycle in this smoke and in theory slow up the approach here, but it seems like JV's still poking and prodding on this angle. Tom is going to go pushing forward. Trying to reshift here. Around the corner, nades flying through. He knows that there's players here now from NAVI, but will he be able to stop them here in their tracks? Finds the first shot, swaps the pistol, gets himself a second. Can't draw it down with the sniper fast enough to be able to find a third. GDSC doing well to go ahead and trade him out, but eats some damage. It's going to be the player advantage established here for the side of VP. They look to get themselves on the board here on compound.
So good in that individual position there is Tom that it thwarts the attack entirely. Now the good news for NAVI is if they were to swing over towards A, they've been given a little bit of space sort of, but they got to deal with Nevis around that corner. Instead, it's just a march towards B. Got that extra player, got that extra angle.
Push forward, Juan able to find a singular kill here, but tries to go for that quick little flick, doesn't manage to find it, and Virtus.pro very quickly get things tied up 1-1.
Okay, great start, and Tom leads the charge. He sets that up for success. Just never really got comfortable in that round, did NAVI. Read some of that early pressure on the A side, over along A nicely. Just could not deal with Tom. That nice position, you could see right through the edge of that smoke, and got the advanced warning with the util as well, and didn't even call anybody over to help him. He was just so confident he could lock that down by himself. I was watching the mini-map. I'm like, Tom's just going to do this. Okay. And he does.
Triple nade onto that A connector. No one going to be spotted there. Otherwise, that would have been surefire death for him. Once Tom trying to line that one up. Eats a good amount of damage, so down to 17 HP. Has to just back away. Confirm some presence, but can't do really anything about it, at least not for the moment. NAVI, though, still widely contained here inside of mid. Virtus.pro not looking to give them any angles here, any opportunities for these peaks.
They're going to smoke off the A link. Let's see what they want to do off the back of that. If that's just them trying to set up, trying to bully their way through to A, or if it is indeed a B hit. It looks like so far that's the case. Tom mega weak here.
Flash top Tom. Covering fire in from LDX, who does get traded out, but Humio now arriving, is able to find himself one, and Nevis right back into the fight. Comes up with a kill for himself, but flush out onto a couple of these players, now brings it into a 2v2. Some nades to just go ahead and try to buy some space, and will find a good amount of damage there on the Nevis. It's that frag as he swings the corner. Flank is coming through. JRK around the back, GDSZ. Maybe starting to get a read of this one. Needs to be able to watch this angle, keep his teammate protected. Turns off of it for a moment, though. Gosh, able to win the fight on the one front. GDSC gets the other. Blow for blow, a back and forth. NAVI once again in control.
Yeah, this one looked like it might go a little bit sideways initially for NAVI. Thought the crossfires there looking kind of decent for VP, but somehow, some way, they're able to brute force their way in. Worried about some backstabs coming through that mid area as well, but all averted. Crisis averted for NAVI, and they're back up by a round. EDRF trying to scale their way forward. Meanwhile, this time it's Akash in the window at house. Did see a little bit. They're trying to clear anybody out of that corner over in mid, and nobody there right now. It's going to open up a little bit of space here for VP to refill themselves. They're locked right back in. Just going to hold the line. Whatever VP brings, they're going to try to just counter it more or less when it happens, it seems like. Stuns, but nobody making any moves off of that.
Maybe on the swing out, needs to win that fight. Should have been favored for it, but Juan still able to go ahead and make up for it. But C4 needs to be recovered here in mid. Some quick eyes, still just a peek in. Try to keep that covered, but too risky to really stick around on the angle. So we'll just back away, gets himself tucked back inside. Leads up over the top. Or now in hand, but still contained back. Humio going to go slotting across. No. Himself in position. It's going to be fully flashed out. Sent reeling. He's able to retreat out towards safety, but now the pinch gets ready to come through in towards the server room here for the side of NAVI. 43 seconds remaining in the round. Ooh, as Tom able to find the first shot. Looking for a little bit more. Nails it, JRK. Finding GDSZ at the same time. Gosh, now has everything to do. Knows that there's two players here in his face. Eats a bit of damage. The C4 is still going to be a world away, and the time is just not going to be there for him. 25 seconds, Humio here on the flank. Catches him on a timing with util in hand, and we're going to continue to trade it back and forth.
Oh boy. This round very much works for VP. Just playing mostly patient. Just push that one player out through mid. Find that important kill that drops the C4 on the ground. Gives them the ability to just reset. Wait for VP's hit. Shut it right down. Oh boy. Tons of util early. Looking for that quick frag kill. See if they could get lucky, but sidestepping it just barely are NAVI.
It's only a tiny bit of damage, I believe, taken there. Able to stay tucked back the frag grenades, just not going deep enough. On one back up in the house here. Looking over towards that B side. Smoke for now, keeping Nevis covered in this position. They do another frag dump on this spot. They could just very well find the kill, but just tucks back around the corner, joining in alongside Humio, and they're just counter spamming in towards this smoke, but the fire return here from the side of NAVI comes away with 3 quick kills. Puts it now down to Tom and JRK to stop this pendulum swing. JRK takes the first shot. One dead on that flank. C4 going down on this A site. 2v3 for the retake with JV down to maybe just 1 HP remaining. They don't have any frag grenades.
Yeah, VP tried to go on a timing with the swing after the spam. Oh, ADRF just catches JRK. Trying to come down the stairs on to Tom. A lot of players weak.
75 just getting spammed here. Now 49. Is that in? Frag grenade does manage to get a catch there as he will fall to 10 and he will fall to 0. So yep, pendulum swing cannot be stopped. We just continue to go blow for blow, back and forth, with NAVI once again in the lead by 1.
Red light, green light here. Teams trying to see if they can string a few together. But it came down to a timing with that spam battle where VP swung thinking that it was over, that NAVI had run out of bullets or something, or at least that they were going to hold up. And instead, NAVI kept it going and took a bunch of players out in a heartbeat. Just a misguess. Now you're pushing forward.
Frag grenades on that corner, not able to find anything, but looks like maybe still suspicious here. Flashing in, but not playing off of this one. JRK fine to just sit exactly where he's at. Keep it stagnant. Keep the hold going.
Yeah, they did get a response there over on the long B side, so they know that there's a couple players, or at least one over there. I saw one piece of util come flying through, so it's not a ton of great information though for NAVI, especially as they stall up here. Gonna smoke up.
Hands are out. Nevis obviously ahead of the smoke towards B. But this crossfire setup snaps up for 1, drags across for the second before getting traded out there. And they're able to come away with the player advantage still. Well, not quite actually. End up falling down to a 2v2, but the health advantage is there for VP. C4 now going to be rerouted. Given JV where his health is at. I mean, 1-1, the pressure is on him. The onus to try to take point here. Open up this approach onto either site.
Definitely a guy you have a little bit of confidence in, a lot of it, to get this job done here. 1-1. Tom is going to hide.
Again, maybe nearly finding a timing here on Tom, but no, good check back in. JV lucky to be alive, but now know where the C4 is intended to go. 1-1, linking back out, looking for the kill, finds the shot. That's JRK taken down. Tom now needing to do it all. Might just be a break in the pattern here. NAVI looked to string together 2 consecutive rounds unless Tom can do something about it, but attempted the flick, not able to find it. Wallbang shot does not come through. Timeout is going to be called as there you have it. NAVI will pick up 2 consecutive round wins for the first time here on Compound.
Scrappy battles at the front of mid, towards the GR side. Go evenly in terms of number of deaths, but it's just going to be good readings on the timings of when VP's trying to get in position for their retakes. 1-1. So clean. Just finds his man right out in the open, jumping around, and has him dead to rights, and he's not going to miss those. So pretty good stuff from NAVI. I mean, making a good go of it here on compound. So see if they can keep it up, or what in the world is going to be changing for VP. They've been getting bullied around a little bit some of the early battles, so they want to maybe create some of that pressure on one side of the map or the other. It seemed to be working okay for them, at least at the beginning of the rounds, to slow NAVI up and then get in a better position for some of those flank angles, some of those angles where they can counter those executes a little bit cleaner. You know, even in some of the moments where they did, I felt like, man, NAVI just responded a little bit better. So gonna be tough. A little bit of words here. Final gifts from the coach. Try to get yourself situated to see if you can keep your tournament alive. Pressure on. It's going to be seemingly not going to be an easy one to go through. It's going to be a grind.
Not very much is. I mean, it already has been. I'd love to be able to go into the half with a little bit more of an advantage than the one that you have here. 3 more rounds to be played out before we get that side swap. NAVI wanting to try to make that a 7-2. JRK here into the corner, delayed shots, but it's going to be JV eventually able to find him here. He starts to get overwhelmed, but it's going to be Tom taken down. A little re-swing to find himself a second elimination. LDX now needing to really try to maintain control of this position. Otherwise, that is going to be the B side completely and utterly opened up. Into the window, tries to go for a pre-fire, but it's a bit faster here.
That's brutal. Kind of doing what I was thinking. Maybe go for a push out on one end of the map or the other and just get shut right down. It looked like maybe it was going to work with Tom finding that opener, and then NAVI just storms right in. Claims 3 of VP. Down to Humeo and Nevis. Nevis going to be watching mid here. Got to go big if they push his direction. Seemingly all the way to the other side of the map.
They might just circumnavigate him. Yeah, just swing around the wide side of this one. Not try to go up short. So the approach continuing here in towards A, which they will find is completely and utterly open for the taking. Humeo and Nevis are going to have their work cut out for them to try to get this retake going, but Nevis has now gotten a little bit of a read on this one. Trying to push forward. Still able to find 2 quick kills. Nearly gets himself a 3rd. Wow. Gives Humeo a real opportunity to try to make this one happen. Look at the HP between both of these players. He's at full, and that frag grenade could absolutely sing, but able to cut away from this one. Is Juan 1 going to be tagged up, just trying to stay tucked in on the repeak. He gets the shot through. 3 in a row now here for NAVI, up 5-2.
Man, Juan 1 has ice in his veins. That looked like it might go sideways real fast. What a hold from Nevis. Out in the open, too. I thought he was dead to rights. But he just manages to outduel him. NAVI, I thought, at worst, would lose 1 in that trade. He does some damage here. VP tries to get aggressive towards the mid. They get in towards the bus there, and instead, they're going to take some damage. Whoa, Tom. Saw that concrete flying by his face.
Maybe a little bit of a scrape, but nothing off the HP bar.
They did give themselves a little bit of a trap position around the corner. Catch NAVI off guard.
It's been good in these positions. Some multi-frags, but there's going to be a lot here to try to pace him down. So far, oh, JV just wide span across, is able to go ahead and collect them both. ADRF's just happy to give his life for the cause. Opens up things a little bit. You still do have LDX in position to try to hold this down, though. They try to re-clear forward. JV, especially at 1 health,
Man,
very quickly be dealt with.
smooth criminal there. Just slides in and gets 2. Incredible stuff from JV. 1 HP, though. Anything that hits him is deadly. Flash through mid.
But face forward. Does manage to get 1, but cannot get out. Not ready for that aggressive scale forward there. Multiple players around the corner. LDX now on the peak. It's a bit of damage in. Frag grenade going to be lobbed down, trying to find something, but it goes in a little bit too deep, and JV able to avoid that, but the spray down will be able to find him in the end, so now it's a 2v2.
Ooh.
It's Tom desperately trying to find this, and eventually does. The cleanup is there. VP breaking this win streak. looking to try to make this a 4-5 half here, keep that gap as closed as possible.
Just another one of these weird rounds where one team gets a pretty big advantage early and then it just starts to crumble. NAVI thought was going to be able to just barely squeak by in that one, but so much damage taken early. Puts a little pressure on them to try to make something happen, and VP just able to respond right back. So last round and a half, is VP going to be able to get their fourth? Or is it going to be a 6-3 for NAVI? It's the big question here. Smokes. But NAVI's just disrespecting these. They're just pushing on forward.
Yeah, big change up here in the pace, trying to go on a little bit of a set play, it would seem, here in this last round and a half, and Nevis gets absolutely wrecked down to damn near nothing. He still managed to fight back on the re-swing. He'll get cut down, and LDX now similarly going to be tagged up, but just swinging around the pillars, back and forth, eventually is able to find it, brings it now into that 2v2 with the C4 down to the ground, and now, never mind, LDX, he's able to find JV. That leaves it all to Juan. Up and over the top he goes. Yumio just here below you. On the weapon, the nade over, but Yumio on the peak, will be able to shut him down, so we're damn near neck and neck once again. VP bring it back 4-5, just one separating as we swap sides.
Crazy. I mean, just absolutely wild rounds again. It comes down to just like individual moments in some of these fights where one player just able to find that extra kill, break things open. Off we go to the races. Second half, and early grenade from NAVI. As they switch over to GR side. Just gonna take a little bit along B control, a little bit along A control, and kind of hide back. So they're actually giving a lane open here towards B that VP, see if they can kind of figure that out or not. Just looking to see what their methodology is going to be here on this BL side. Smoke is out, covering off that A angle. Just gotta maybe fight through players that are holding. If they keep pressing forward, it's like they're trying to set up a B pincer. Maybe have Nevis be that flank angle player.
Smoking Stairs is going to hold them back for now. So Tom just going to try to see if he can find any damage, but no one there to receive these frag grenades. The time here for the moment. Has to be down to a minute remaining. There's not that much map control for them. They haven't even really scaled forward here at mid.
Have to run and gun, it almost feels like. They don't have much. I mean, they have some util, not a ton, but enough.
They've been hitting their shots, but oh, pixel angle. ESC unable to find that shot. Tom can breathe a sigh of relief for that reason. Made now out though. Try to slow them up to try to find some damage. Doesn't do so. Keeps them back around the corner here for now, but the approach does continue on one. Somehow not going to be good for that shot. You'd feel like 10 times out of 10, he'd be able to line that one up, but it's going to be Nevis coming away with it. JRK going to be taken down. JV up and over the top here. The cubicle will find the killing blow. Eventually on the repeat, we'll be able to get him, but it's going to be counter spam down, bringing us now into a 2v2. C4 be recovered. Just quick pop up back through the window. Now can be planted, but already NAVI re-swooping out in towards mid. Looking for the retake.
Again, it's going to be on a knife's edge. It's so close. 2v2 again. No idea. They're going to be anticipating. Tom's reading this.
Trying to, and he gets a shot. GDSC gone. ADRF now with everything to do, and Tom, oh, he's got it. They run the clock down. They make the fans bite their nails, but they are able to get this one over the line. So opening round here in the half goes their way, and that brings us now to perfect parity.
There you go. There's Tom. Been looking for him, and we found him. He is starting to feel it a little bit. Up to 8 kills, 7 deaths. Positive in the KDR. Him and LDX doing some good work. Got a couple players in double digits, 4 NAVI with 10 each. We're going to go double snipers here. Again, GDSC and Juan. Trying to carry things with that. Otherwise, just being a little bit patient again. I mean, VP is not interested in getting too aggressive on this map. I mean, we didn't see it from NAVI either until the very last round when they decided to turn up the tempo with a quick hit, but really trying to feel things out. But some smokes there over on the A side. A bit of a smoke from VP as well. It's not a timing here. Counter smokes coming through. NAVI wants to make sure that they're not going to be hit unawares. Leave things on to GDSZ over here.
Right, zone right, and there's the spot out. He's one, just a jump across. He's lobbing in this util here. Only a tiny lick of damage. Suffered there by Tom, who's slowly trying to clear this angle. Jump over the top. GDSZ going to be good for that shot. Tucks in behind the box. Repeaks, looks for another quick little shot there, but cannot get the connection, cannot get the kill. ADRF now. They're going to try to hold the line. Is going to be good for one, but then eventually gets run down as Tom and Nevis, the duo, they are just steamrolling them. They bring it now into a 2v2. 4 forward hit into the B site. Still not yet planted. Check these angles, but it is going to be that double flank around to Tom. Looking to try to hold the door.
It's going to be on to him. Out duel one. Neither of them able to connect their shots.
This is going to be the back away. C4 now planted. Tom continuing to hold close.
A little bit of util. Oh.
Needs to be utilized here, but never mind. And one does end up falling. And now it's all down to the 1v2. Tom just dancing back, playing this slight little angle here. The jump spots will be able to see him get some damage in. Needing to try to close them out, but it's going to be Nevis coming away with it, and that's a big pop-off there for the side of VP.
Yep. That is a momentum swinger. Virtus.pro now going to be in the lead by 1 round. Starting to claw their way back. They're beyond that. They're in the pole position now. Just holding the line nicely, but
65, but look at this, a big fight out in towards mid. 4-player attempted crunch here, but everyone from VP hanging back. This gives NAVI some really good entrenched positions forward.
you could really cut the map apart here. Just don't even give them a chance to find extra angles. And just, you basically have 3 that you have to think about now as NAVI. You've really taken the wind out of VP sails in terms of being able to create space and get information right now. They're just going to have to fight.
Out here into the corner. Yeah, I mean, it might as well just elevator music from time to time. These guys really do like working the clock here as much as they possibly can, utilizing every last second. ADRF, it has been a bit of a rough go for him here on the map. 2 and 9 at the moment. Holding close as there's the jump in. He's able to catch one off guard. The re-swing, and I don't think they fully realize what's just hit them. Continues to swing out. They continue to find that value, and that is going to be damn near flawless. Go ahead and shut down that previous pop-off from VP. Make sure that they get nothing here for free, so everything still balanced up between these squads.
Now you got to dial up an answer to this as VP. You can't let that happen again. It just makes it too easy to read the map, to hide players in places you're not used to. So yeah, they're responding with some util of their own. Nevis chunking down to 66 HP, but at least you're not giving up the front part of the map here to NAVI. So that's the good news for VP. That's step 1. You got a couple more steps to go to get another round win, to get yourself positioned to be back in the lead. It's just starting to feel like it has overtime written all over it. Just 2 back and forth. Round over round. Get a new step up, you get a new idea. Somebody comes up big. You got 3 players in the double digits now for both teams. Absolutely incredible how close this is.
And once again, just a cut of the noise, a cut of the pace. All that util dumped off the rip. Be a flash in, ADRF able to play a bit in front of this one and maybe disappear through it if he's going to be fast enough, but JV going to be left out here into the open. But he likes those odds. He likes his position. He's nearly able to find a second kill, but ADRF plays it off it beautifully. Tom now as well, going to be tagged up. ADRF just once again sliding back, using that enemy smoke against them. Able to escape. DSC now holding close, frag grenade at the ready. Lobs it in. He's going to be able to just spray down LDX now. Gone. The flank coming through. JRK completely, utterly surrounded and then blinded up. Navi will put him down. He will continue marching onward, looking to try to crush the key, rather, of their opponents on the opposite side of the stage.
Yeah, JV starting to get some good ideas, starting to call some good rounds. Dialed up that mega aggressive start a couple rounds ago, and that's got 2 in a row for Navi. They're back up by 1. I'm just going to have to watch from spawn, see exactly what's going to happen here. This time they're anticipating that pressure a little bit more, willing to absorb it if just even one player were to get aggressive from Navi, but as of right now, they're happy to just get a little bit of extremity control in their hands, lay it down with 2 players on the left, 1 on the right from our POV on the map. Make VP earn it. Claw their way forward. Not much util used in that previous round to try to clear that crossfire, and that really hurt VP, so now you're going to give that space up. I think just intentionally opening up some of that util to just be wasted. Navi happy to just take what they got at the very beginning and just lock it down. They haven't moved a muscle in like a minute.
Swing in. See if they spot anything on that long approach towards A. It's a full 5-man cluster here in mid. Still a plethora of grenades available for the side of Navi to try to slow this up. Did they get a read at this one at all? The swing out. Did he get for one before getting traded it? LDX able to find one, finds himself a second. 1-1 now. Pretty much alone here at server room. Gets in a decent amount of damage, but cannot quite confirm those kills. It's now the 3v2. The face forward as Nevis, aggressive on the angle, challenges for that fight, and he comes away with the goods. VP very well set to go ahead and tie things up now. 7-7, the swing in, finds the first, finds the second, and suddenly just be able to make a go of this. Just got no idea. LDX just tucked here on the right-hand side. GDSC, he could be damn near anywhere. And there you go, the swoop in to his death. Virtus.pro continuing here to fight back.
We're back to tied, because why not? I mean, just so brawly some of these rounds on this map. It just comes down to some of these individual moments and then the late hide from LDX. We saw with ADRF earlier, and this time LDX gonna hide it for himself and clutch out the round. So nothing to speak of in the early round here. Just waiting for those big moments to strike, to just see if you can overwhelm your opponents as VP. It's really been the name of the game here. Navi's not really given much up in the early parts of these rounds. Other than the one where they got aggressive, they've been very happy to just sit back, wait to see what VP wants to do and try to react and collapse off of that. That sometimes has been working to VP's favor because they just respond well. They're just so fast. Some stuns out, flashes out, excuse me, and there we go. The response from VP is massive.
Triple nade dump. Once again, no one playing that corner. Not going to be able to get the catch. That's a good amount of your explosive utility gone. There's Navi still holding on to 4 of those frag grenades, so could help solve a retake here in a pinch if they lose control of a site. Flash down, like it's a big multiplayer catch on the opposite side.
GDSC found a gap. Oh boy.
Here's the spot out. Takes his time with it. LDX now dead. C4 still dropped. They're gonna have to try to push back over towards this position as just a hold of the stairwell. leads to Tom and JRK's demise. VP able to tie things up, but just not able to gain that lead. Yumil, that's one standing, won't quite be able to find that shot. So Navi once again in the driver's seat. But I don't think it's gonna last very long.
It doesn't feel like it, does it? I'm just here waiting for overtime at this point. I mean, we might as well just start overtime now, because it feels like that's just what we're destined to have happen. I mean, again, you're just kind of waiting for your moments, and it's who's going to get the better read, who's going to have that little bit of extra util to clear an angle or some space. And that round, VP dumped a lot early for not much gain. And they just had a dry swing into some of those angles, hoping for the best. That's going to go defenders' way most of the time. So you need to be a little bit more diligent here. Some of this util. We wait. A little bit of a difference here for Navi in terms of an early extra player over at Long B to kind of help out GDSZ, trying to reinforce that angle, since that was one of the things that really hampered VP in that previous round, was him getting all the way into their spawn. They're kind of anticipating that maybe VP would try to put some pressure over there to counter that. Not going to be the case necessarily. VP just kind of playing things stock standard here. Juan looking for something, trying to get a little bit of an extra prize, but not much to be found. Here we go. GDSZ played this. He was good for one in this position last time before they flashed him out of it, where he just couldn't do much else.
ARF just around the corner here, not pre-nading this one, and now he's just swooping out and he's just mowing them down. Oh, the two-man player combo works a treat. Navi set to get themselves now up to match point. Unless Tom can work a miracle, but he doesn't get given the opportunity. Juan one there to strike him down. VP now need what they haven't really been able to get in this, which is 2 rounds in a row, to try to take this into overtime to still have an opportunity. Otherwise, Navi will be eliminating them.
This is just a spectacular little micro adjustment. They just tuck a player into the corner. They're like, once they see GDSZ, they're just going to try to knock him out of the round before he can get a chance. It's just so well thought out, that extra layer to their strategies. One little piece gets moved on the chessboard, and it's checkmate. Now you're back to the old kind of normal default, more or less. JV going to be pushed up a little bit towards mid. Other than that, the same setup that we've normally been seeing. Let's see what happens here. Just a smoke. Not much info given over either way. JV. Let's see if these grenades connect onto him. Ooh, he's in trouble.
Okay, he's actually getting away a little bit more well-off than he might have anticipated. Quick reactions from him. Again, that nade dump. That trap attempt, well, it'll find some value, more so than the previous attempt, but still not that kill, not that guaranteed little lead that they were looking for.
Still got 3 smokes here for VP and the full gamut of flashes, so a lot of util to work with to make this execute go. It just needs to be good.
Flash just to go ahead and clear the angle. The scale forward now getting ready to come through. ADRF, the one to try to greet them. A scale in though. GDSZ finding a shot, cutting off LDX, taking him out of the equation. And now can turn his sights back over here towards this B site. ADRF going to be smoked off here for the moment. Opens up with a couple shots, unable to find anything there, but GDSZ still going to be good for another. JRK now dead. Tom gone. JV arriving on the flank as it's Humio and Nevis trapped in and getting picked to pieces. Navi want to bring this to an end right here, right now. It would have to be an ace clutch, and he cannot find the first. 10-7, 2-1 in the series. Navi, they stick around for a bit longer here at CROSSFIRE at EWC. They advance forward, and they send Virtus.pro home.
What a comeback for Navi. Rough start on map number 1, but then a dominant subbase into a strong compound is going to send them a little bit further into this tournament, and their opponents will once again be the Stallions.
A chance at the salty run back to try to get some revenge with elimination on the line. If they can take down Stallions, take them out of the tournament as well.